Hey guys, it's Pastor Roger Cook with Your Church MCC and Red Door Ministries, and just wanted to take a minute today to offer a word of encouragement and hope to you. Coming from you this morning, actually from our ministry house here at Red Door at 903 Tyler Avenue. We're right adjacent to the Radford University campus. If you can see it over here, filming this from my phone, but just kind of want you to see how this beautiful, beautiful morning we have this morning. I'm just getting off work. I work nights and just getting off. It is this beautiful, beautiful misty morning this morning. It's just absolutely gorgeous outside. And here we are at the Red Door Ministry House. And this is where we do our Red Door ministry with college students from the area. And also now it's growing into middle school students and high school students. And also partnering with some other organizations that have youth and college student groups as well. Our food box that we are using to see benefit so many in our community, and thank everyone that's a part of that. But I wanted to take today and just kind of, this is a beautiful morning, and I wanted to kind of show you something that my wife and I are proud of. And it's kind of funny, we have never been able to grow anything. We do not have green thumbs at all. But for some reason, since we've been here planting flowers, they're starting to grow. And I wanted to share them with you really quick. If you can, look at this. If you see some of these flowers, they're just beautiful. They're blooming, they're growing. And it's just absolutely beautiful. It brings so much joy to us. Something through COVID-19 that we get to tend to and take care of. And it's beautiful. It brings us joy. Hopefully others like to see it. I have some more I'll show you too also, but then I got something else I want to show you. And take a look at this. You see that little vine right there? Little vine begins over here and that plant. Real funny story about this plant. We used to live somewhere else, and at the house that we lived at there, I had this little plant, and we had watched Little Shop of Horrors, one of my favorite musicals. And in that is a plant, if you're familiar with it, called Audrey 2. So we call that little weed Audrey 2 because this little weed approached and took over the front of our house that we were renting. And we had a wooden deck with steps. It was like not even a deck, it's like like a 4x4 platform with some wooden steps. And no matter what we did, that little platform was always overgrown by that weed. And we would tend to it, we would cut it, we'd try to take it down, and it kept growing back. It was a very, very hardy little weed. And so we just kind of, and almost, if you can't beat them, join them. We couldn't get rid of it, so we just started taking care of it, nurturing it. And the thing took over. I'm not literally, I can't say enough. It covered that little platform, our deck that we had, our front porch. It would cover it, it would entwine itself around it and over it to where you couldn't even see the steps on either side, the hand railings. It was just green and beautiful. Now, it may have also held moisture, blocked the sunshine, to the point that after being there a couple years, I fell through the porch going to work one morning, and that was fun. But, you know, when I say all that to say, in the Bible, there's a story about mustard seed faith. And whenever you hear that story, you may think it's about how God can use just a very little bit of faith to do great things. And there is some truth to that. But also, contextually, I want to share with you what else that parable's telling us. When Jesus is speaking about this mustard seed faith, and what the divine, I believe, is trying to tell us, is that mustard seed, what you may not know, is a weed. It was the type of weed, sort of like that creeper vine that we had, that would crack concrete. Something that was very small, very tiny, would soon grow up to be, you know, a 10-foot shoot that was very broad, very round, and it was used for much the same way we use it today. It was used for seasonings. It was used for oils, but at the same time, it was, you know, it was kind of a nuisance. It was a weed if you didn't want it. But it would, you know, pop up in everywhere. It would pop up in gardens. It would pop up in yards. It would pop up near, like in the city. Like for us, it would be like, have you ever seen like a weeds in concrete that will pop up, and if left unattended, little weeds, little trees will crack concrete. And what I think Jesus is telling us here, to have a mustard seed type of faith, is to have this type of faith be the faith of a weed. And to me, that is awesome. Just think about that, what Jesus is telling us here. The divine speaking through Jesus, the divine being Jesus, is telling us that, you know, if we have this weed-like faith, that it's no longer the type of life that we can talk about anything but religion and politics. That, you know, every part of our life, every aspect of our life needs to be taken over by this weed of faith, so that no longer is politics not part of our life, but that our politics have a weed of faith growing through them. I absolutely love the noises here this morning, and every morning. I love being here. When you hear earlier in the morning, you hear nothing but just the crickets and the chirps. That's a wonderful place to drink coffee. Let's reflect. And right now, everybody's going to work as I'm coming off work, so you hear that. And then your faith is no longer just something that you do as you help with social causes, but it pervades social causes, so that not only should we work with social causes that are faith-based, but we work with causes that aren't necessarily faith-based, but use our faith. How about let's go to the back and I'll show you the other flowers. See, this is a lot quieter, right? So we're back at the back of Red Door House right now, and got a beautiful, beautiful view of the university, the fog rising over the mountains. It's a gorgeous, gorgeous morning here. And I'll show you some more of our flowers. So what I was talking about, and they're beautiful. I was talking about how our mustard seed faith is supposed to be the faith of like a weed. And these weeds not only mean that we're supposed to be involved in these faith-based initiatives, but with a mustard seed type faith that Jesus and the divine are speaking to us about, mean that any initiative that we get involved in can become faith-based. That, you know, while, you know, I work with several partners and several groups that combat hunger in the NRV and some other social justice issues, not necessarily faith-based issues, but I can be a person of faith. I'm not trying to convert anybody, not trying to change anybody, but just letting my faith weave its way through my personality, through what I do, through my lifestyle, through my life. I'm not trying to change anybody or convert anybody, because, you know, that's the work of the divine, not my work. And, you know, I think that's what Jesus is telling us here, is that just like this weed, this mustard seed, that if left unattended gets so big and can break the foundation of the establishment. That's what we need to do in the lives that we live and lead every day. As we sit here and we get so stressed out over the world, COVID, get so stressed out over, you know, possibly government and other issues, and, you know, we wonder, you know, what can we do? You know, and we need to be activists. We need to be active, and at the same time, while we do everything that we do in our everyday life, be people of faith, live people of faith, and just let your faith spread like that mustard seed weed. And just let it crack and break the foundations of everywhere that you're at. Because when you are living and loving others, and change is being affected, a lot of times, you know, people may not even know that you're a person of faith. And so what's happening is your faith is weaving its way into the cracks of dry hearts. And it can break those hearts open and fill it full of love and reveal and show the love of the divine in a way that people can see and experience the divine that may never enter a church. And during COVID, I think it's a better time than ever that we can share, live, and love the love of Jesus. So go out this week, be a weed. Hope this encourages you. And if you're, you know, you want to check out this weed analogy, it is in 3 of the biographical gospels. So you know, just go to BibleGateway.com or your search engine and just search Mustard Seed Faith and just look these passages up, read them, check them out for yourself. Please don't ever take my word for it. You check it out, read up on it. But go today, go in peace, go in love, and just get out and enjoy this beautiful creations God's made us. But at the same time, do it safely with social distancing, and check on somebody else. Start asking yourself, you know, what can I do? What are small things I can do? Not just to be a weed, but what are small things with no agenda? What are small things that you can do to love one another? And I think that there will make all the difference in the world right now where we're at. Just love one another. Go in peace, go in love. See how you can help in various social justice issues in your area. How can you combat hunger? How can you combat, gender inequality, sexuality inequality, systemic racism? And these are the things that need so much a mustard seed faith. Hey, bless you guys. Have a great week. Talk to you soon. And thank you for joining me to look at my flowers.